Hello there, and welcome back to War Thunder. Today I am in the IJN Mogami, and in this case the 8-inch version, which is the second ship of this patch and the second heavy cruiser of this patch that I want to show you in some very early first impressions. Again, there have been so many changes to naval forces, both in terms of gameplay, balancing, game mechanics, etc., that I want to really wait with my ship reviews before I really make them to get a full picture, and that means playing all the ships first, so you get probably on all the exciting big new cruisers, at least in my opinion, some first impressions, and then later on there will be the reviews. That also gives the time to sort out some chat issues if there are any, because I don't want to get in there, and maybe I will also have time to grind some of the Chinese tech trees, both planes and tanks, and then also make some review on those. But let's talk about the Mogami, and it is amazing. So while it has 10 8-inch guns, it also has fantastic torpedoes, as you can see in the background footage. There are obviously some little tips and tricks how to use them efficiently, but you know, Type 93 long lances, they're just amazing, and you overall have quite a few of them. 24, 12 tubes, 2 triple launchers per side. Firing angles are really bad, so you can only fire them while exposing full broadside, and also a little bit to the rear. But again, Type 93, 20 kilometer range, hard hitting, pretty fast. You can fire 6 of them at any given time due to the fact that you have 6 launchers per side. Then let's talk about the firepower. We have 5 twin 20 centimeter 53rd year type number 2 cannon, and they have quite a few of ammunition, 1200 rounds, 15 seconds reload, so 3 seconds longer than the Admiral Hipper, but this is on par with all the other Japanese 8-inch cruisers so far, and that also already gives me a headache because it has a battle rating of 5.7, just like with the Admiral Hipper. That makes no sense. That is more power creep. That is more compression again. That will show in the future. It makes absolutely no sense that this ship can engage also the very first cruisers. It shouldn't be able to do so. But just like the Hipper at the moment, it still can be destroyed with a lucky AP hit, and that now brings us to the armor, and that also brings us to the survivability, if you will. So 140 millimeter of strongest underwater belt protection, if you will, and then we have 100 millimeters side armor, bulkheads of 105 millimeters. The turrets are very weakly armored, only with 25 millimeters of rolled homogeneous armor. That means, like with all the other heavy cruisers, if you will, with the exception of just a few, the turrets can be knocked out by Destroyer HE Splash. And that is really annoying. If you have played the Furutaka, you know what I'm talking about. But here we have 5 twin turrets, on the Furutaka only 3. So that means you lose 20% of your firepower and not 33% if one turret gets knocked out. But there are more turrets, so more can be knocked out. That also means that you have to keep your range. This is a long-range sniping machine, and in the background you can see that we have decent overall DPM, that we have hard-hitting shells, that we have decent torpedoes, but we are pretty vulnerable for incoming fire as well. This is a glass cannon, that's what it is. And I think that it has its charm, it has its place in certain game modes, and there are obviously then situations where it's not really that strong. In combination with the weak armor, the huge ammo racks, I mean the entire front section of the ship is practically made out of ammunition under the front turrets, and you can see there are another small target, and well, that means in close quarters this ship is not really bad. But as the torpedoes and also the amount of big guns indicate, it is just not that bad at long ranges. I would say it's pretty good. It needs patience, it needs positioning, and then it needs also good aim, and then you can dish out the damage. You have enough ammunition, the shells hit reasonably hard, and then you also can throw those torpedoes into channels, and that just works fine. The problem is, if you are the first ship to get engaged by the enemy, then you are in this endless repair cycle of extinguishing the fire, stopping the flooding and pumping the water out, but also repairing the turrets. And you are also pretty vulnerable to aircraft, because your AA, it is in typical Japanese fashion not that efficient. You have quite a few of guns, but they are not really that good. So the heavy AA is then the 5-inch 40 Type 89, of which you have 4 twin turrets, 1600 rounds of ammunition, and then the rest is 4 twin 25mm Type 96 cannons, which I despise. Then also 2 13.2 twin Type 93 mountings, and that's all. And please keep in mind that the guns rotate not very quickly, they have limited range, the rate of fire isn't the best, the accuracy isn't the best, you have no proximity fuse on the heavy AA, so aircraft are kind of a problem and an issue. But as you saw in the beginning clip, if you have very big targets, then you can also have quite some lol moments. Talking about lol moments, here I am standing still, and yeah, I deserve that torpedo hit, but the game mechanics are not finished yet, so I burned and I have some okay-ish flooding. It's quite easily to take under control. I still could continue fighting and killing the enemy team, so I think this ship can take damage due to its massive size. It can soak it up, but again, it was quite lucky, let's put it that way, that I took the torpedo to the very tip of the bow, because a bit further back and it would have ignited the ammunition for sure. Have I mentioned that the ammo racks are insanely huge? So this is dwarfing the HMS Dido's frontal ammo rack, and that's saying something. And I quite like this kind of sniper for a change. There are certain issues, obviously, that I still encounter. So I just have rarely seen any of the new maps. I think I have played on it 2 or 3 times so far. Then also the problem with the PT boats and the game modes. And again, the cruisers are nice for the gun duels, but you don't have enough time in most matches to position yourself, to whittle down the enemy, to correct your aim. The tickets bleed down too fast. That is really the unfun of the unfun side, if you will. So you just get into the match, you begin to engage the enemy and to get into a gunnery duel. You're finding your range, you're getting 1, 2, 3 kills, and then very often the tickets bleed down and either you win or you lose. And due to the distance that you have to the capture zones, due to the fact that you are very best at long ranges, and this is just how you should play those ships in terms of them being then efficient and not getting killed that quickly, you can see that your influence on the outcome of a game again is limited, and that is just a shame. That is really a shame, where I would love to see enduring confrontations, and maybe that will help those cruisers. Somebody is just farming the caps with a patrol boat or a hydrofoil, whatever, and your influence is gone. You can kill as many ships as you like, but you're just not winning the game for your team. You might assist, you might support your patrol boats, but again, that is a problem with the targeting system. That is a problem with the firing angles. And also then the possibilities and the accuracy. Very often a PT boat fight is decided before you can swing your guns around. That's how it is in War Thunder. Sadly, nothing that I really can do about it. Believe me, I tried. And then let's also talk about the rest of the not so great things about the ship. And those are the gun firing arcs of the main caliber guns, because they are restricted. They are not just restricted by the layout of the turrets, like the mid-front turret, if you will, but also artificially restricted, like the rear turrets cannot physically traverse as far as the superstructure would allow it to. I have no idea why. So that also increases your problematic with giving broadside and then being easily ammo ranked. So you cannot angle away, you cannot kite away efficiently. You don't have the room on the maps with the map borders, with the stupid placement of the islands, but also then with the efficiency of the guns. And if you can bring only 3 turrets to bear, well, why not play the Furutaka in the first place? Because, hey, it has the same battle rating. So, a final verdict of the first impressions of this ship is, I like it, it has its place. It is different to the Admiral Hipper, which I think is a positive thing. The HE hits hard, the AP hits hard, the accuracy is acceptable, and I think that this is something that I can build upon. It is difficult for Gaijin to find some sort of sweet spot for cruisers. It's still a problem with the game modes, but I hope that they will come around to fix this anytime soon. I really want to see enduring confrontations, and I really want to see a battle rating increase, because the battle ratings for cruisers make absolutely no sense. The battle performance is all over the place, and that's my opinion. Let me know, as usual, in the comment section what you think about this. One final word is about those cruisers. I know that it is not all that exciting to watch my videos on them, because it's pretty difficult to make the gameplay look exciting, but it is, for me personally, fun to play. I think this is where it differs probably from tanks or planes. I don't know how much fun you have to watch videos of those, but to play them yourself, to have the feeling of the feedback of the vehicle, and also the satisfaction of the getting the kill because of your aim, etc., that is something that I think is good about naval forces. Finally, that's it from me today. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Please give this video a like, give it, subscribe if you want to see more, and we'll see each other on the battlefields, in the skies, and on the waves of War Thunder.